Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Very good evening. I'm your friend Jatin Goyal. Welcome you all back to my channel, Ara Digi Cloud. If you have not liked and subscribed my channel yet, you can do that by pressing the subscribe button in my YouTube video so that you can get more update about my upcoming videos on AWS cloud computing. Okay. So today I'm going to record another video for all of you, and the agenda or the goal for this particular video is to talk about best practices to protect your AWS root user, and also what are the set of tasks which can be performed only by root user. So if I will do a quick recap on my previous video, that was how to enable multi-factor authentication for our root user login. That was one of the best practice. Okay. But here, this video is in a continuation with my previous video. If you have not watched my previous video yet, you can get a link of that video in a description section and you can go to that video in order to get an idea how to enable multi-factor authentication for a root user login. Now, let's quickly move to this particular topic. What are the set of best practices and what are the set of tasks which can be performed by the root user login? So coming back to my first point, that is limit the task you perform with a root user. So I have taken a very good statement from the AWS official documentation, which says that you should protect your root user credentials like you would your credit card numbers or any other sensitive secret and use them for only the tasks that require them. So before understanding this statement, let's talk about root user. So if you recall, whenever you create your AWS account, you use an email ID and password. And the login information, that email ID and password gives you the root account access or root user access. Now, root user is a powerful user. I have seen people use root user for their day-to-day work, specifically when they want to explore AWS services. But we need to understand the best practice which we follow in industries, or what are the things which are getting followed in the real time. So if you will talk about how industries operate with respect to AWS accounts, so they don't use a root user for their day-to-day work. Okay. So we will see like what are the things industry do in order to perform their day-to-day tasks. Let's get back to this particular statement. So in your real life, like you use credit card and debit cards, and also you use other sensitive information. So basically you type the numbers, you type the CVV information only when it is required. So similar thing is here. You should only use root user credentials when it is actually required. And in order to understand this, you should have a knowledge what are the set of tasks which can be performed by the root user, which we are going to discuss soon. Okay. So here I am going to talk about what are the ways to protect your root user credentials. The first one, which says that enable multi-factor authentication on your account root user. This thing we had already achieved in our previous video. So again, you can get an information from that video on this particular best practice to enable multi-factor authentication. Second point, which I have taken in front of you, it says that never share your AWS account root user password or access keys with anyone. Now, in my upcoming video, I will talk about different ways to interact with AWS services. And based on the different ways, we can have different set of credentials which we can use for. Okay. And finally, you should use a strong password to help protect access to the management console. Now, management console, we know it is a web-based interface which is used to interact with AWS services. So whenever you are logged into the management console, whenever you are creating your account, you should follow the strong password policy. The strong password policies also says that like whenever you are choosing your password, choose a password which will not be easily guessed. Okay, so you need to follow these practices. Also, you should not write your password here and there. You should not write your password in some sticky notes, in some notepad, in some notepad plus plus, so any document which can basically contain the sensitive information from where there are high chances that this information can be compromised. Okay. Then what are the ways in order to protect your root users, or what are the recommended tasks to be performed by the root user. If we will come to this, we can say that the first task which is recommended to be performed by a root user, that is to create an administrative user in the IAM center for the daily task. Now, I was talking about that what are the things we follow in industries or how industry operate with AWS. So they create an IAM user. They make that user administrative user and use it for the day-to-day work. So if you are going to create your first IAM user, you need root user login for that. Okay. And then you can make that user admin user and use it for your day-to-day work. Second point, you can perform different tasks which can only be performed by root user. And in order to give you an idea of this, I will take you all to an official AWS documentation which contains a list of tasks that will be performed by AWS root user. So let's have a quick look there. So this is the official documentation where you can see tasks that require root user credentials. If I will give you an idea, you can see these are the tasks that require root user credentials. We'll talk about this. Why I'm recording this session, why I have taken this particular topic as a part of my recording, because I have seen when people specifically use AWS services to explore, they always get into the issue if they are using IAM user, that sometimes they feel that sometimes they get into a situation they are not able to use management billing console, for example, or they are not able to perform other set of activities. So they should be aware about that what are the tasks a root user can do and what are the tasks which needs the elevated permission in order to be performed. So first task which has been mentioned here, that is change your account setting. Now, whenever we talk about account setting, there can be lot more pointers about account setting. Means it can be related to account name, email address, root user password, root user keys. Okay. So for these things, you need root user login. But at the same point of time, if you will talk about some other settings, let's say contact information, payment currency preference, AWS regions, for these things, you don't require root user credentials. Okay. Second pointer which they have mentioned, that is to restore IAM user permission. So now let's say you created one admin user and that admin user accidentally revokes their own permission. So you can sign in as a root user to edit the policies and restore the permissions for the admin user. If you have to activate IAM access to the billing and management console for the cost management console, again, you need the root user login for that. Okay. If you have to view certain tax invoices, you will need a root user login for that. So an IAM user with the AWS portal view billing permission can view and download VAT invoices from AWS Europe, but not in Amazon Internet Services Private Limited. Okay. If you have to close your AWS account, terminate your AWS account, you will have to use root user. If you have to register as a seller in the reserved instance marketplace, if you have to configure an Amazon S3 bucket to enable multi-factor authentication. So in our upcoming videos, we will talk about what are the different AWS services. So Amazon S3, just remember for now, it is a simple storage service which provides you a cost-effective storage option in AWS. Similarly, there are other set of services. If you want to basically edit or delete the policies that denies all principals, you will need root user login. And here in this document, they have taken two services, SQS, which is a message queue service, and S3, which is again a simple storage service. Okay. If you have to sign up for the AWS Government Cloud US, you will need root credentials. Okay. If you have to request AWS Government Cloud US account root user access keys from AWS support, you will have to log in as a root user. And let's say there is an event in which an KMS key becomes unmanageable. So KMS stands for Key Management Service, which is specifically an encryption service. You can recover it by contacting AWS support as the root user. Now you can always open a link from here if you want to navigate to a particular section, if you want to know more about a particular point. Let's say if you want to know more about AWS Government Cloud, you can open that in new tab and you can read about it from the user guide mentioned here. Okay. So let's say the first information you will be required, that is what is AWS Government Cloud US. So it consists of isolated regions designed to allow US government agencies and customers move sensitive workloads into the cloud. Okay. If you need to create one video on this with respect to differences with the standard AWS account, you can type your comments in the comment section and I will come up with one more video on AWS Government Cloud. Okay, so looking forward, if you want me to record one video on this, please type your comments in the comment section. Okay, so this was an idea to give you an opportunity to know what are the set of tasks which can be performed by root user or which require root user login. I will also add the link of this official documentation in my description section. You can get access of this link from there. Okay. Now, let's talk about some knowledge check. So I have designed some knowledge check for all of you, which you can use as a quick refresher in order to do a quick revision of the pointers you have covered in this particular video. So let's move back to the knowledge check. So we are at knowledge check. Let's quickly discuss about our knowledge check. So I will tell you the strategy, how we are going to discuss these knowledge check. So there is a question in front of me. Like I will read this question, I will start a timer, and then after the timer would be over, I am going to showcase the correct answer. So first question says, which task require use of AWS account root user? And you have to select two options out of the 5 options mentioned here. So I will give you a time limit of 10 seconds and I am going to start a timer. So your time starts now. Okay, time up. So there are two options we had to choose. The one option which we can see here, that is closing an AWS account. If you have to close your account, if you have to terminate your account, you need root user access. The second correct point here is changing an AWS support plan. So basically, when you connect to your AWS account, when you create your account for the first time, you get an option to choose a support plan. And if you want to be a part of a basic support plan, you usually create an account with a default setting. Okay, I will create one video on different AWS support plans, and we are going to discuss the features which are provided under AWS support plans. Okay, so correct choice for this particular question is changing an AWS support plan and closing an AWS account. Let's move back to our next knowledge check. What is an IAM best practice for AWS account root user access key? So this time you only have to select a single option. So again, I will start a timer, and once the timer would be over, we will see the right answer. So your time starts now. Time up, and we are back. So it's talking about a best practice for account root user access keys. Whenever you are attempting multiple choice questions, whenever you are dealing with a scenario based question, try to remove the incorrect answers first. Okay, so let's read the options. I will start with option B. It is saying that use root user credentials to access sensitive information stored on AWS. So recall a statement I had given, don't use root user for day-to-day work. Okay, so here the B option does not suit as per the question. It is asking about a best practice. Allow the system administrator group to use root credentials for daily use. Again, I will not choose this particular option too. If I'll talk about D, use root user credentials to access production database instances. So when we talk about production database instances, that can be used by the database administrator on a daily basis. So B, C, and D, all these options are talking about the tasks that need to be performed, that can be performed on a day-to-day basis. So as per the best practice, I will remove all these options. So what is left in front of you? Delete all root user access keys if possible. So it says that, like, as soon as you create your account, if you have enabled or if you have created any access keys for your root user, you should delete it. The idea is, the point is, root user is a powerful user. We should not use it for day-to-day practice. Okay. So this is all I wanted to cover as a part of this particular video. I am going to come up with such more interesting videos. Only you have to add your area of interest in the comment section. If you want me to record a video on any particular topic, I'm really looking forward for your comments. Do that and I will come up with that video on AWS cloud computing. So stay tuned, stay connected to my channel so that you can keep on getting updates about my upcoming videos. Bye bye and take care, everyone. Thank you very much.